Okay guys, welcome back for another takedown of a top global player. I got the screen up for our in-game chat for a reason. I said this both inline app as well as right there on the right hand side of the screen. I'm pretty much gonna end the VP push, if not tomorrow, for sure Monday. I don't think I'm gonna be able to crack that 1300 wall after all. I'm well below 100 power powder now. It's just pretty much time. Wanted that 1300, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. On Wednesday or Thursday, I made a mistake in playing. I thought I had 3.3 million gold in the reward boat, and as such, I set out to take down global number 3, Jason AK, and I tried like 3 or 4 tries in a row, lost all my troops, 500,000 each time, and it completely depleted my gold such that I wasn't able to continue any of my attacks. I believe I left 5 or even 6 player bases, which is 10 to 12 VP, and I just haven't been able to bridge that gap right now. I have one guy sitting on my map, and it's global number 2, Jason AK, or excuse me, I'm come back, and I just can't take him down with the 8 offensive. I know all the tippy top gold players could do it probably with 3 or 4, but I am not one of those, and so I'm gonna be going probably full offensive, which I think my task force will appreciate. Spartans Elite, but that's that. If not tomorrow, for sure Monday. So this is Global 23. 9 ice, only the masterpieces boosted. So kind of the functional equivalent of a 5 to 6 ice base. 5 to 6 boosted ice base. Went after these 2 boom cannons just because of the proximity. You see by the number of destroyed buildings. I got a lot of extra GBE. All troops deployed on the left-hand side there. Mini flare just to kind of control their angle of approach into the base here. I don't want them drifting down, by any of this action here. I mean, the rocket launcher is going to reach them, but if there's one thing I've learned with the TRM approach, it's, going through as few cannons and boom cannons as possible is definitely the right way to do things. Critters up there by the iron storage just to distract, get that boom cannon to turn. 1 shock on it. You prefer to save the shocks for the approach down to the HQ, but in this case it was a good idea to use it. Now I make an intentional decision not to shock the shock launcher. It doesn't really do damage on its own, and because I have 18, I think I'm down to 16 tanks at this point, but because I have enough tanks spread out, the shock launcher is only really getting maybe 3 to 5 tanks at a time, and the others are continuing to shoot. Once that drops, I do flare back a little bit. Critters go up on this cannon. I still have about 15 tanks at this point, I want to say, maybe 14. So a pretty fair amount. Couple 3 medics left. Not terrific, but I also know I only have 2 boom cannons and a shock launcher to deal with. And of course, as soon as I say that, this cannon's going to take out a tank, but it is what it is. Now at this point, guys, you can see a couple tanks have red, but more than half the tanks are still having a lot of green. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, not a super big deal. Definitely going to get the win at this point. Probably lose, 8 to 10 of our 18 tanks and have 8 to 10 left. But as you can see at this point, I don't have the GBE to start, taking care of things like these mines here. This boom mine, this shock mine right there. and I end up paying the price. And you'll see at the end just how close this sucker was. I had getting dangerously low on GBE. This next shot will be, I had to wait for that cannon to drop, and this is it. And so I'm thinking, okay, it's a race. Can the tanks take down the HQ before that chalk wears off? And they could not. And so now it's a question of, will the tanks that are not shocked be able to take down this little bit of HQ health before this boom cannon here picks them all off? And at this point I'm thinking it's going well, and then as soon as that tank drops, I'm thinking, shoot, the shock launcher is now shocking everything. And by the grace of the maker, that tank got one shot off. But you can see there, guys, 2 tanks left. One of them had virtually no health on it, so that one was really close. But yeah, down goes 23, and might only have 1 or 2 more. Like I say, once I go with 10, the 10 offensive, I really hope I'm going to be able to get I'm come back, because that will complete my I'd be 10 for 10, taking down every player who is, as I speak right now, currently in the top 10. I know I don't have videos on every single takedown because I only grabbed this AZ screen recorder once I actually took down number 1. But just, you know, just on just have to trust me, take my word that I have actually taken down Jason AK a couple of weeks ago. He's very hard to get now. He's made a couple base tweaks. I have taken down Q and TZ and some of these guys. But yeah, probably just a couple more days of these videos, because once I and I'm drawing a blank here. Once I go 10 offensive, I'll have no ice, and at this VP, I'm probably looking at easily getting rated 10, 12 times a day, and my VP will drop fairly quickly. And once I am under 1200, I will stop spawning these global top players. Not going to be able to lose 10 to 12 a day. If I'm up in the 1280s, I probably have a week. Maybe a little bit more if I'm able to clear my map, which I hopefully can with 10 offensive. But the other thing is going to be then the power powder, which I think if I add my power powder plus my crystals, because I do have 5 or 6 of every crystal, I think I'm only in the neighborhood of about 80 to 90. So it is definitely dwindling, and that is the reason that this little ride is coming to an end. But look forward to, like I say, for sure, hopefully that I'm come back, and maybe if we get lucky, we'll spawn some more of the top 10. It'd be pretty fun to go at them with 10 offensive statues. Okay, guys, Spartans Elite, I'm out.